Hello, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Kyla and I am here to share all of the books that I plan to read in the month of April. This is definitely going to be an April hopefuls instead of like an actual set TBR, because April is about to be poppin'. April is one of those months that is very busy, not only because the weather is getting nicer and I want to be outside more, thank the goodness for audiobooks, but also it's my birthday month. I mean, if you couldn't guess that I was an Aries already, let's be real. Aries energy through and through. So it's my birthday month on the 10th, so that's very exciting. Also, as if it wasn't already like blessed to be an April birthday baby, Taylor Swift is so kindly releasing the Tortured Poets department. Like, I don't even know what is going to happen to my mind, body, and soul after I listen to that album. Comes out on the 19th, and like I simply might pass away afterwards. So like really I have 19 days to read all the books I'm going to talk about, and then who knows if we'll actually be living, okay? Like, we are not ready for this album. I can't wrap my brain around it. Oh my god, I can't. Anyways, that's happening. So who knows what the world is going to look like after April 19th. And then I also have like other plans. I have some plans with friends, etc., sprinkled in throughout the month. So really, it's just a jam-packed month, and I don't know how much reading I'm going to be able to do. Luckily, I do have a book club that I participate in, and there is a readathon that I will be sharing with you, so that'll definitely help. There's also books that I'm like really excited about. I think I have like my most favorite library haul ever in this TBR as well, but I just honestly am just gonna go with the flow, and like however much reading I get done, I get done. You get the gist. It's gonna be busy. I'm still really excited about a lot of these, so fingers crossed I can get to them. Let's just go into the books, share my plans with you, share what's coming up this month, and hopefully I actually get to some of them. So kicking off this April TBR, the first thing is book club. I participate in Gabby from Gabby Reads book club, which is the book troop. I try to participate in as many as I can, especially if I'm already reading the books. I just love me a live show. But this month specifically, I'm just focusing on hers, and we are going to be reading Murder Road by Simone St. James. I actually literally just ordered it in my book of the month as like an add-on because I didn't get anything from them last month. I just really wasn't interested, and because it's my birthday month, I got a free add-on. So I literally just ordered it. It should be here in a couple of days. I don't know much about this. In true Kyla fashion, I know that it is a thriller. I know Simone St. James typically throws in some sort of paranormal aspect to her books, but I don't know if this one does. I believe this one is about a couple who go on a road trip and they pick up a stranger on the side of the road, and shenanigans happen from there. Very loose synopsis. I don't really care to know anything more than that. I'm excited for this one. I've been wanting to read more from Simone St. James. I had plans to read Broken Girls last month. I didn't get to it, and now with us reading this one this month, I'm like, okay, I'll read this one and then dive more into her backlist. Honestly, you guys, I have not been in like the super mood for thrillers recently. I don't know what's happening because I used to be like an exclusive thriller gal. But this spring season, I've been dabbling in some romance, and I've just really been gravitating towards fantasy and mystery. So I don't know. So fingers crossed this book like reignites not my love for thrillers. It's not like it's went away, but like my want to read more thrillers, because I definitely have some others on this list, and I need to be in the right mindset. Now we can dive into the readathon. I literally cannot explain how excited I am for this freaking readathon. I don't have my TBR completely planned out yet. A lot of the books that I want to read this month could fit into the prompts. Anyways, the readathon, let me explain. So Gabby from Gabby Reads and Lexi from Alexandra Roslin's channel, they are coming together and doing a Patreon exclusive readathon right before the Tortured Poets Department comes out. So it's going to take place from the 12th to the 18th. It's a week-long readathon leading up to the release of the Tortured Poets Department. Could there be anything more perfect? I do not think so. The graphics that have been made for this readathon are absolutely stunning. My jaw dropped as soon as it was announced. I literally was like immediately participating. I don't care what else I have going on that week. Cancelled. I will be 100% diving into this readathon. I cannot wait. And the prompts are so fun. It's actually laid out in like a bingo board. So each prompt is a square on the bingo board and you're just trying to fill your entire board. And obviously you can have like multiple, or the same book for multiple prompts, which is what I plan on doing because it's only like a 6-day readathon, which I know some people go like balls to the wall, but I am really trying to pace myself with my reading this year. So I have so many books that could work for different prompts and so many books that I want to read that I don't know where they're going to fall within the month, but we're going to talk about them in terms of these prompts, and then I will vlog that week and you can see what I actually end up reading for the readathon. I don't have every prompt filled out yet, but we have at least most of them. The first prompt is Fresh Out the Slammer, which, yes, I cannot wait to hear that. Cannot wait. Which is to read a 2024 thriller. So I could read Murder Road that week and like really bang that out. That would be amazing. Another one that I am so excited for is Listen for the Lie. I know this was a book of the month pick last month, but I have heard this was mixed media, so I didn't get the book because I knew that I wanted to listen to this on audio, and I love having an audio book, especially during a readathon, so I can listen while I'm doing other things. And this one, again, I don't really know much about this one other than I believe this friend believes that she might have killed her best friend or something, but she can't quite remember what's going on. And from what I've heard, it is mixed media, so I don't know. I don't need to know more than that. You guys know, I'm just vague in all the synopsises. I'm not gonna read it to you. If you want to look it up, you can. So I could read that one. And also, Holly Jackson is coming out with a new book this month. If you don't know, she's the author of the Good Girl Guide to Murder series, which is like one of my favorite series of all time. I love Holly Jackson. I did not enjoy 5 Survive. We're just gonna pretend that book does not exist, and we're gonna move on and be really excited for this new one, which is called The Reappearance of Rachel Price. I believe this one is about a girl who goes missing. It's that classic like missing person trope where they go missing and then they come back and they're not quite acting themselves, I believe is like the gist of it. I don't care. It's Holly Jackson. I don't need to know anything else. I am going to listen to this on audio as well because I do believe this includes mixed media as well in some form. I'm not sure if it's interview style, or it's more podcast style. I'm not quite sure, but we all know Holly Jackson can do mixed media. If we learned anything from A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, it's all mixed media and it's amazing. I do have the physical copy of this coming as well, just to have, because I just have to have it. So those are the ones that I could read. Whatever I end up reading that week, you will have to stay tuned for the vlog. The second prompt is LOML, which, like, are we saying this is love of my life, lie of my life? The suspense is killing all of us Swifties. This one is just to read a romance, which, if you know me, you know that romance is not necessarily my jam. However, I have been dabbling in romance these past couple months, and like, I'm really enjoying myself. I don't know what's happening. I'm turning a new leaf. It's springtime, okay? But I do have some books here that include some romance. They're not necessarily romance standalones. Maybe that will happen. Maybe I'll come across one that I feel the need to read. Right now, I'm like really into Allie Hazelwood, but I just read one from her and I don't want to read them like back to back to back to back because I do know they're a little bit similar because they all include science. Anyways, that's a winded explanation. So these are more like romanticities that I could read. I mean, that counts, right? I'm counting it. So the first one I have is Heartless Hunter, which everyone has been talking about this and how freaking good it is and how it's going to be the romantasy of the year. And that makes me need to read it immediately. I've had this on my shelf for a few months and have not picked it up yet. So I don't know what I've been waiting for. I really don't. I actually don't really know much about this other than it is enemies to lovers and it is about a witch and a witch hunter. I don't know if it's like a forced marriage situation or anything like that. I honestly am not sure, but I have just heard people raving about it, and especially people that like I love and trust with romantasy recommendations. So this one is going like the top of my list. I also have A Fragile Enchantment, checked out from the library. My hold finally came through for this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to wait for the readathon to read this, so like I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. This one is by Alison Saft. This cover is giving. It is giving. It's giving me all of like Bridgerton vibes with like the Regency. And I believe this does have Regency vibes to it. Yeah, transporting readers to Regency England. Look at me knowing things. Shocker. A sweeping romance threaded with intrigue, unforgettable characters, and a love story for the ages. So this definitely, I mean, it's a romance. It's definitely going to work for the romance category. One of the other prompts is Walt Whitman, which is to read a book with nature on the cover. So these both could count for that as well. This one has a lot of springtime flowers and nature on it. This one has this gorgeous like moth on it, which totally counts in my opinion. So I definitely could count double for these as well. The next prompt is Florida, which is a song that's like, I don't know. I feel like because it's such a vague name, I'm like really intrigued, but at the same time, compared to the other ones, it's like lower on my list of intrigue. Oh, it's so hard. How, like, I mean, they're all gonna be amazing. Anyways, this one is a vacation beach read, which I believe I'm going to count Murder Road for. I think. I do know that the couple in this one, like I said, takes a road trip, so that definitely counts for the vacation portion of it. Makes me think that maybe I'll read that one that week because I also could double up and make it the 2024 thriller. We're just gonna have to see. I'm keeping you on your toes. I'm keeping myself on my toes because honestly, I have no idea. No idea. The next one is Fortnite, of course, 5-star prediction. Again, could go with either one of these. I have a feeling the way people have been talking about this one, it could be a 5-star. Also, I've heard incredible things about this one, so that could also be a 5-star. I also think that the reappearance of Rachel Price could be a 5-star prediction as well because of how much I loved A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. So we're overlapping here. Number 5 is the one that I don't really have a book for yet, so I could definitely use some recommendations. It's Tortured Poets, and it's to read a poetry book. I don't really read a lot of poetry. I just don't. Not because I don't like it, it's just not something that I ever gravitated towards. So if you have any poetry books, poetry collections, what have you love and you would recommend, please leave it as a comment because I could definitely use recommendations for that particular one. Number 6, Edgar Allan Poe, is to read a horror. I don't have a one for this picked out yet, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not in the mood for horror, so we're gonna have to see what happens that week. I might skip it altogether if I'm just not in the mood. I just have not at all been in the mood to read horror at all. That is definitely a fall winter time thing, and now that we're going into spring, I'm like, ugh. It just doesn't even sound good to me right now, which is not usually the case. So I don't know what's happening with my reading taste. It's just not something that's like on my radar at the moment. So we'll have to see what happens that week with that one. Number 7 was the Walt Whitman one, which is nature on the cover. Number 8 is Maya Angelou, read a memoir or an autobiography. For this one, I'm gonna read Grimoire Girl by Hilary Burton Morgan. I love her so much. I read her other previous memoir, I forget what it's called, The Rural Diaries or something like that, and I really enjoyed it. I love her writing, and this one I've seen is like a little bit more witchy and really talks about like coming into your own person and that kind of thing, and I'm just really interested in reading it. I'm gonna get the audiobook from my library. I have it on hold. It's come through a few times and I've like put it off, so the second it comes through again, I'm gonna check it out. I just absolutely love her as a person. I love her as an actress, and I loved her story and her other ones. Her other memoir, The Rural Diaries, definitely made me tear up. There was definitely some moments in there where I was like driving listening to it and I'm like tears streaming down my face, so I'm interested to see how this one compares, but I love the style of it, and if I love it, I definitely want to get a copy of it because it's gorgeous green with her picture on the cover. It's just screaming like apothecary, witchy, and I need it. And then the last prompt for the readathon is Emily Dickinson. This is to read a short book or novella. For me, I'm taking this as a graphic novel because I don't have a novella that I'm like super interested in at this moment, and I feel like a graphic novel counts. So I'm gonna be checking out the Enola Holmes graphic novel. I've heard amazing things about it, especially for this time of year. This also could count for a couple of other prompts, like the nature on the cover one. And yeah, I just heard incredible things about it. I've seen the artwork for it and it looks so adorable. So I put it on hold at my library. Hopefully it comes through. That's it for the readathon. This is a Patreon exclusive readathon, so you do have to part of either Gabby or Lexi's Patreon, which I will have linked both below. Trust me, if you are a Swiftie, you are not gonna want to miss this readathon. I'm sure it's going to be filled with all of the Taylor Swift things, sprints, and just like hanging out with other people who enjoy books and also Taylor Swift. Like, what more could you want? And also just all of the talk about the album before it actually releases. That's what I'm looking forward to most. I just like cannot wait to talk about it all week long. That's it for that. I do have a few other books that I want to try to get to this month. Like I said, we'll see what happens. The first one is the next in the Veronica Speedwell series. Oh, match with me. Cute. This is a Dangerous collaboration. I believe this is book 4, if I'm not mistaken. I've been wanting to continue in this series. I really thought I would be a lot further into it, but there's just like so many books and so little time. And it's a long series. I'm here for it though. Veronica and Stoker, I'm just absolutely in love with them. I love the mysteries in here. I love Veronica. She is just like an independent woman. Stick it to the man. I just love her so much, and I love these mysteries. So I'm excited to continue in the series. So hopefully I can get to this one this month. I mean, I have it from the library, so there's like a time sensitive on that. That usually makes me read them faster. So that'll probably be one of the first ones that I pick up this month. And then we have a book that I actually unhauled but never actually left my house. So it was sitting in an unhaul pile. It was actually listed on Pango for quite a while, and I just kept staring at it and was like, I haven't read it, and I haven't been in the mood for these kinds of books the past couple of years, but like I said, my reading taste is changing a little bit, and I was like, kept staring at it, and like, you know what? We're gonna bring it back. We're hauling it again from my own household, and I'm gonna give it a try. And I feel like April is the perfect time to read it because of the cover, and that is Writers and Lovers by Lily King. Another one that matches me. Look at, I did not do this on purpose, I swear to you. Again, another one I don't know a ton about. Oh my god, look! Even a book of the month bookmark in there. This is literally from one of the first boxes I ever got with book of the month, like years ago. So that's saying something. It's been sitting on my shelf for that long, and I have not read it, and I don't know why. I just think, I believe this touches on grief and mother-daughter relationships, and you know, you have to be in the right headspace to read something like that. So I believe that's kind of the vibe of here, but I do know that it takes place in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and I'm from Massachusetts, so that's fun. And with this cover, I mean, it's so cute and springy. I just feel like now's the time. Now's the time. I need to read it, and it either needs to find a permanent place on my shelf, or be unhauled if I don't enjoy it, but I really hope I do. I can't see why I wouldn't, but it's not my type of like go-to book, so we'll have to see. And then we have a book that everyone loved last year, and this I can see being a 5-star. This I can see being on my top 10 books of the year, if not my favorite book of the year, because it was everyone else's favorite book last year, and that is Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. This would be my first Brandon Sanderson. Don't judge me, okay? I know that seems a bit of a crime. It's a bit of a crime, okay? But we're gonna change that. We're gonna start here. I feel like this is a perfect place to start because it's not overly high fantasy, and this, from what I've heard, gives Princess Bride vibes. I love that movie. I love it. It also just seems perfect for springtime. Also, I gasped at the end papers. I gasped in the library when I saw those. I did not know. Did not know. Those are stunning with the teacups and the fluff and the cotton and nature. This I could also read during the readathon. I'm sure it would fit into a bunch of the prompts as well, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to wait that long. I really don't. I think this needs to be one of the first books that I read this month. I just am itching to get to it. This one is about Tress, and she goes off on an adventure, and I believe she comes across like pirates and everything. So this has so many buzzwords that like really just I feel like are gonna work for me. And if I love this, I'm gonna immediately go buy a copy of it because I cannot with these end papers, and just I have a feeling I'm going to fall in love with the story. And if this ignites my love for Brandon Sanderson, well then so be it. So be it. And then my last book for April is a book that I have been saying the past couple months that I have wanted to read, but just haven't gotten to it yet. Again, this could also probably fit into some of the prompts, so I have a feeling it will definitely happen this month, and it is The Inheritance of Orchida Divina. I don't need to say anything else. I feel like I've talked about this literally for the past 2 TBRs. Just know it's still on my TBR. I haven't read it yet. I really want to. I have been waiting for the audiobook to come through, and it just hasn't yet, and I've heard the audiobook is incredible, so I really want to try and like hold out for it. But if that doesn't happen this month, I'm just gonna read it physically, and like obviously that's fine. I can handle reading physically without the audio, but I've heard it's incredible, so I've been like holding on to it, hoping that it would come through. We'll just have to see. This one could fit the nature prompt too because it has these gorgeous roses all over it as well with these hummingbirds. So I don't know. I want to get to this in April. I have heard such incredible things, especially from Lexi from Alexandra Roslin channel. Oh my god, like she raved about this book. So I feel like maybe it would be the perfect time to read it during the readathon. I don't know. Maybe not. Regardless, I just know that I need to read it this month. I need to like stop saying it and actually do, you know? So that is my pile of books that I would like to get to this month. Again, like I said, those are definitely hopefuls. We'll have to see what actually happens and if we're all living past the 19th, because I simply do not know if that is actually going to happen. So if it doesn't, it's been nice knowing you. It sounds dramatic, but like we all know, if you're a Swiftie, you know it's true. You know it's true, okay? We are not ready for the tea that is about to be dished during this album, and I know I can't stop talking about it because it's here. The month is here. We are only a few weeks away. Also, like, what is the sound? What is the sound? I will be here forever. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any of these on your TBR as well this month, let me know. If you're going to be participating in the readathon, definitely let me know in the comments what you plan on reading. And also, again, if you have any poetry book recommendations, please share them all, because I could definitely use the recommendations. Again, I will have everything for the readathon linked in the description. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe if you are not already. Turn on the bell so you never miss a video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!
With you and I, the future